So Seconds Out, delighted to be joined by heavyweight contender Martin Bakole and his trainer and manager, of course, Billy Nelson. Guys, how have you been coping throughout lockdown?
We've been obviously the first wee while we couldn't, everybody was housebound and we couldn't do much. We only done some runs and some sprints over in the park and some shadow boxing, but now we're back into full swing of things. So thankfully things are slowly but surely getting back to normal. I'm sure it's for the best for everybody.
Martin, how do you feel about fighting in the Matchroom HQ garden and there being no fans, so behind closed doors?
Oh no, I'm okay. I'm not having problem with that. So, like now, when we train the gym, there's no people in the gym, so I'm already used to that.
Both of you guys, tell us what makes Sergey Kuzmin the right opponent for this stage of Martin's career.
Kuzmin's a very good fighter. You know, he's a world class amateur boxing the WBS BB. He fought some good British fighters as well. You know, he's won the world amateur championships. I'm sure he won the world amateur championship. Very good fighter, and it's a great fight at this stage of his career to elevate Martin up to the next stage.
And Martin, how much do you know about Sergey Kuzmin? What can you tell us about how your style matches up to his?
Yeah, like my coach told you, is a good boxer, and like I always say, I always want to fight the best. So this is the best fight for me. He's number 27. He's coming behind me, so it's a good fight for me too. A good experience.
And Martin, your brother is now world champion. At the second time of asking, he's won the WBC cruiserweight title. You must be delighted. He did it back home as well in the Congo. Just tell us how you feel about that and how inspiring it is for you in your own career.
No, I'm so great. I feel so excited the day he win that fight because that was his dream. He was dreaming to be a WBC gold world champion, and today is that WBC cruiserweight champ. So I'm so happy for him. You know.
Does it inspire you to go on and win your own world title someday?
100%, 100% sure. When you have your brothers, the man who showed me how to box, and he's a champion. So he opened the way for me. He already opened the door for me. So not this year, but next year, because pandemic stopped everything this year. I hope I'll get there.
Billy, obviously, as the trainer and manager, you can tell us what's the pathway for Martin if he gets by Kuzmin on the 22nd of August. How do you see him going from there to getting that world title shot? What are the landmarks along the way?
Well, I would think that he would fight somebody round about the top 10, maybe anything from maybe 12 to 6 or 7 at the end of this year. And next year, I think it's going to be pretty well tied up, the titles. So I would like, in an ideal world, for him to be mandatory for one of the titles next year. You know, once you fight guys at number 6 and 7, fighting somebody number 2, 3, and 4, you know, there's not much difference. You just got to go out and win those big fights and make yourself mandatory for the titles when they become available.
And Martin, apart from yourself, who do you see as the number 1 heavyweight in the world right now?
Yeah, right now is a Joshua. We have Joshua and Tyson Fury, but for me, it's me. But right now, in the record, is Joshua or Tyson Fury. So that's the fight
between those two guys. Should they fight?
No, for me, 50-50 because I spot both of them. So it's a good.
Well.
That is a beauty. It is a good fight. I mean, it's a fight everybody would like to see. And then I'd like the winner to fight him.
Yeah.
Martin, having sparred both of those guys, how do you think their styles match up together?
Yeah, you know, Tyson Fury, I never spar him the way I sparred Joshua. Tyson Fury, I sparred him a couple of rounds, but Joshua spent more than 10 around the ring together, but I never do that with Tyson Fury. But to be honest, I don't know what I can say, but they are all good. They're all good.
What he means by that is when he sparred Tyson Fury, it was 2 rounds in, and then there was several sparring partners who done another 2. Whereas with AJ, because the sparring's so good, you know, he can do 8 and 10 off the bat straight away.
You have to travel quite a lot to find sparring for Martin, because obviously you're tucked up there in Scotland. He's a very hard-hitting heavyweight as well. I can't imagine there's a queue of people locally wanting to spar him.
Well, there's nobody in Scotland that's good enough to spar him, remotely close enough to spar him. So we've been lucky. We've got Simon Valales came up. We've got a guy coming up today from Newcastle, and then we're down to Sheffield next week, London the week after, and we've got a very good sparring partner for at least the last week of sparring, and we'll be travelling basically from Monday to the week before the fight. We'll be down in England somewhere.
I saw on Twitter about the sparring with Vanilli. I thought it was good sparring on both counts, in that, you know, Vanilli's preparing for Fabio Wardley, who's another heavyweight who likes to move and adjust his skill set as well, similar to Martin. And then Martin's fighting Kuzmin, who isn't a million miles away from Vanilli, so it makes perfect sense. Martin, what did you make of those sparring sessions so far with Simon Vanilli?
Who's Vanilli?
Simon.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. No. Yeah, man.
No, it probably wasn't aware of his son.
Because my first time to meet him, I just know the name Simon. And I heard that today. No, it's good sparring. I spar him 3 times now. He's a very good sparring. But to be honest, I'm taller than him. A little bit power, a little bit. But he's a good sparring and he's a good fighter too.
Martin, outside of the ring, you're a very nice guy, great personality, bit of a big teddy bear, really. Inside the ring, you're ruthless. There's a real kind of nastiness about you. How does that change? How do you flip that switch?
It's like, let me ask you a question. When you are home with your kids, you enjoy with them, and when you get to your office, you still have the same man that you're playing at home with your kids, or you be focused on working? So that's the same.
You've never been up, my son.
Yeah. No, so just give a little bit example. When your son in the park somewhere playing, or maybe your wife is not the same mood that you have when you're in your office working, you know. And Martin Bakole outside is someone else. And when I'm in the ring, you know, it's big risk when you jump in the ring there. So you're alone. There is no coach, nobody. I'm alone there, so you need to take everything serious. So no more laugh, no more joke. And after fight, check hand, give you a big hug and kiss. So moving on to normal life. But in the ring, you need to be like a lion. No more excuse, no more sorry there. So that's why you always see Martin Bakole laughing outside of ring. But when I'm in the ring, I'm focused in my work, done my work, and come back to normal.
Billy, let me ask you, the news broke this morning that Dillon White is no longer going to be working with Mark Tibbs. Dillon White obviously headlining the show on which Martin's fighting Kuzmin. What do you make of that decision, particularly so soon before quite an important fight in Dillon's career?
Well, it's an extremely important fight for Dillon. And Mark, he had a fantastic young coach who's got a wealth of knowledge, both as an amateur fighter and a professional fighter. And the things that he's learnt off his dad, who, in my opinion, is probably the best ever trainer that the UK has had. Anybody would miss that wealth of knowledge. So, and for it to be so close to the fight, you know, I don't know the ins and outs, and it's none of my concern. But like Terry Lawless once said, if you want loyalty, buy a dog. I've got 2.
Yeah. Martin, just before we let you go, tell the fans out there what's going to happen against Sergey Kuzmin on the 22nd of August.
Yeah, like always, everywhere there's no like a flyweight to go, and people need to see 12 rounds of skill, movement. No, everywhere one punch can change everything. And I'm preparing for 12 round, but I hope and I believe in what I'm working on this guy. I hope I'll stop him before 5 round if it's happened. But I'm going to boxing for 12 round. I'll smash him like I always say. I'll punch him like billion punch on his face because I've got speed in my hand. I'll school him for 12 round if he stand there. I know he's a tough guy, but if he want to get more punishment, we'll stand for 12 round. Or the referee will stop because I'll punish him back.
The only thing being, it's a 10-rounder. And I bet they wants a 12-rounder.
He's going to carry on beating him up after the final bell. That's what I mean.
We have to renegotiate the plus if it's a 12-rounder.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you guys joining us. I know you're busy, obviously, training for the fight. We look forward to watching it on the 22nd of August. Great stuff. And hopefully see you in person sometime after the fight when everything's more or less back to normal.
Okay, Danny, thanks very much. I appreciate it.
Cheers, guys. Take care.
Cheers.
Cheers.